can you guys tell me a little bit more about how you see this as a revolutionary leap from Zoom, essentially, right? Like the aspects of our work that are currently being performed on Zoom, and how it revolutionizes, if it's really revolutionary.
Your question, in the way that this will be revolutionary. Right now, we're all operating through Zoom. This is all very two-dimensional. The collaboration if you think about it, it is rather impersonal. You don't really have, while you're looking at someone from a screen, you don't really have, it's not the same as if when you're meeting in person. And the reason why we see this as revolutionary is because it'll serve as a bridge in order to be able to create a little bit more realism when it comes to these office interactions, when it comes to being able to really bounce ideas off of one another and feel that no matter how far we are from one another, that we really are sitting right next to each other. And the hardware is what allows that to occur, to happen.
And on the other hand, like this won't be a sudden change, right? Like some of the industries will join Metaverse earlier and some will join later. So I would say it will change gradually. Right?
Another thing that we considered was the privacy concerns when it came to some of the features that are available. So throughout our research, we did find that it can track as you're collaborating in different meetings. If you are the project lead for a specific project and team members in another meeting mention things that are related to your project, then you as a team lead would receive a notification of that. Another piece that of privacy concerns is because it has the ability to track like your eyes. If you were to make say you were in a team meeting and you rolled your eyes, that's something that your leader could get notified on. So, and those were just two instances where we saw a little bit of privacy concerns that may slow the possibility of adoption until they're addressed.
You say address those. I think employers having more invasive access to their employees to track productivity, or et cetera, et cetera. That's, I imagine, does not require an uptake. That seems, we have seen employers jump at technologies where they are able to more efficiently, track employees, assess employees, assess employee time, assess employee progress. And my concern is that they're highly invasive practices that employees should not be subjected to and are unnecessary. Oftentimes, many of the features you just mentioned are completely unnecessary to a workplace. They may be necessary to like a game or a feature of a game, but introducing them into the workforce seems highly problematic, and explaining it to an employee how you are abusing them does not help them get relief from that abuse. And so I'm wondering how you imagine this privacy being addressed. And my concern is that the way that you envision it being addressed is that we all get used to it and we have to deal with it because we got to get paid.
If I may add to what Louis said, basically second that, and a little addendum that some of this conversation obviously is already there, Professor Jones, as you know better than us. A lot of this debate about privacy, how internet impacted the communication between, the employees in the office space and between the relationship between employee and employer, and that privacy factor in between. It's already there. And I feel like there are unanswered questions even with the metaverse out of the picture. So there will be need to settle a lot of issues anyways. And Metaverse will definitely add some more layer to it, but it will not be in this, at least, I feel like privacy debate, it will not be completely game changing because it's all that information exchange is already there and there is already need to address these issues. But at the same time, like our perspective, I guess, is more positive. We think that, you know, these new issues will emerge, but then they will also find those new solutions to them. So.
That's great, Hussein.
What's your opinions about Metaverse, especially according to our statement? We use the Metaverse as a social technique system for virtual workspace. Do you think it will cause a positive effects or negative effects in the future?
Well, I think that technology doesn't cause anything in the future. Like it's part of a moving system that you guys have noted as a socio-technical system. I did hear on my way to work, on my way to campus today, that 25% of teenagers own an Oculus headset, but only 5% of them continue to use them. So that is not great, right? Like that's the worst version of, oh yeah, now's the moment, because people are interested enough to spend the money, and even the most enthusiastic first adopters are putting it down pretty quickly and not picking it back up. And so I don't know if that's an infrastructure problem, right? Like there's just, like you said, there's not enough stuff built into the metaverse to make it like worth continually putting on the headset, or if the hardware itself remains a problem, right? Like, so of course, there's like lots of big open questions, but just to recap my meandering response to you, Key, I think that work is always changing, and work is definitely changing right now. And whether virtual reality will be a part of that change, I really think kind of comes down to the headset. I really think it comes down to the hardware. So there's a bit of a prediction slapped on to an obvious statement there.